Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ask Topaz series where I answer your questions that you email me. So tune in every Tuesday and I will be answering your questions. Check it out. Okay, let's get into it. Hi Topaz, love your videos. My girlfriend of 4 years did something that really has me questioning things now. Last week we were having sex and she called out someone else's name. I confronted her about it and she said that it was just a mistake and that I don't need to worry. I'm really concerned that she's lying and she's seen someone else. What should I do? So there's some further details that were added to this email, and let me read those. So to answer your questions, there has been no infidelity between us yet. The name she called out is nobody that I know of personally. We don't live together, but we have talked about it a few times. We wanted to do it this coming year, but now that I am questioning things, I don't know just yet. No struggles between us, just minor fights sometimes, and we have never broken up. I haven't noticed any change in her behavior towards me. No other details besides what I told you in my last email. Thank you so much again for trying to help me with this and making the video. I can't wait to see it. Okay, so thank you for writing in and thank you for watching my TikToks and my YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate your support. So let's get into it. You and your girlfriend have been together for 4 years and she shouted out someone else's name during intimacy. That to me is very strange because it's not like she's just fresh out of another relationship. Let's say she had just broken up with an ex a month ago and you guys were in a fresh relationship and she mentioned her ex's name. Freudian slip, that could happen. Still not okay. Probably means that she's not over that ex. However, you guys have been together for 4 years, and during intimacy, she's mentioning another guy's name. That I don't like the sound of that at all. And when you asked her about it, she kept it very vague and didn't really reassure you. Her answer wasn't very reassuring. She just said that you don't really, not to worry about it, just brushed it off. Like I said, the only times that I have heard of people shouting out someone else's name when they're being intimate with their partner is if it's an ex. So it's someone they have previously been intimate with and they've shouted their name out with their new partner. Those are the only times that I've heard of that happening. So usually when someone says someone's name during sex, it's because they've been intimate with that person, that the name that they're shouting out, right? And it's just really strange to be with someone for 4 years and all of a sudden say a random name that you've never heard of before while you're being intimate. And then once you bring it up to her, you address it, she just brushes it off as if it's nothing. And anyone that would be experiencing that in your case would question it. You have all the right to question it. I don't blame you at all. I would be questioning it too. So don't feel bad about questioning it. You're in the right to want to know more details and want to know what's going on and have some doubts. You're completely in the right for that. From the questions that you answered further, you guys have never gotten really into any fights. There hasn't been any breakups. There hasn't been any infidelity. You guys have had a healthy relationship all throughout. So this is just kind of out of the blue and it doesn't really fit what's been going on. It's super out of the blue. When people have a healthy relationship, they also have healthy communication. So I would assume that you guys have healthy communication. So if she is not communicating about this in a healthy manner and the way that she's communicating is just brushing it off, that is a red flag. I would say the whole thing is very shady, and I am sorry that you're going through this because that gut wrenching feeling of trying to find out if someone is being unfaithful to you is the worst feeling. It's the worst feeling, and I can completely sympathize with you. So, thank you for writing in. And I do want to say that I'm sorry that you are dealing with this, and I'm sorry that you're going through this right now. So, what I have seen in life and in society is that unfortunately, people lie. And as much as we want to believe them, as much as we don't want to admit to ourselves that someone could hurt us in that way, especially after being together for 4 years and not having any issues, you have to kind of come to a realization that this might be the end of the relationship and this might be what you're thinking exactly what it is. And you have to trust your gut. You have to question this further. You can't let this go because if you in your gut feel like something is up, also the situation itself is shady, it is strange. The way she's handling it is strange. Everything about it is just something is off. The only way to really get to the bottom of this is I would suggest that you ask her straight up to see her phone. But don't do it when she expects it. Do it when she's not expecting it so that she doesn't have the chance to delete anything that she needs to delete. Honestly, people say don't go through people's phones, respect their privacies, but you know what? No. If you're in a healthy relationship and you have any doubts, your partner should be okay with giving you the reassurance that you need no matter what. Because if they love you and they want you to be happy and they want to reassure you, then she would have no problem with you going through her phone. She wouldn't be she if she's not hiding anything, right? So I know that it's going to be, like a tough thing to do. Going through someone's phone is not a fun thing to do, but in this case, I think that you just have to do it. You don't prepare her for it. Just ask her out of the blue, can I see your phone? There's a few things that I would look out for when looking through her phone. One, search the name. The name that she shouted out when you guys were having intercourse, search that name. So there is an option at the top of your messages where you can search um, through your text messages. Type just write in the name and it'll generate any conversations that that name was spoken in. So if she was talking to her girlfriends about that name, it will pop up and you'll see it. Search that name first and foremost. Second of all, don't skim by the chats that have girls' names because a lot of the times now, what people do, I've seen it and it's super shady, but what people do is they'll name the person the opposite gender. So let's say the guy's name that she shouted out was Jim, and she has him saved as Jenny, or she could have him saved as one of her girlfriend's names. So don't just scroll through the girls' text messages without really investigating there because that's where it could be hidden. That's where they could be having their chats. People nowadays, when they are unfaithful, they cover their tracks. They're super shady about it. Unfortunately, this is the society that we're living in today. I'm really hoping this isn't the case for you because, like you said, you've been together for 4 years. Your next step is moving in together. So I really am hoping that it was just a mistake, but you cannot take your chances because all of this is pointing to red flags. You also mentioned that the next step was moving in. So this is crucial in order to you have to fix this before you even think about moving in. Do not move in if you can't trust her. Do not do that because if you once you do that next step, it's just going to become even messier. And also, when you move in with someone, after I believe it's after a year living together, your common law, and that just creates that can create legal battles that you just don't need. So just be very careful. Don't take that next step until you're 100% sure that she is being faithful and there's nothing sketchy that she's hiding. So, like I said, at this point, you don't really have another option. If you want to get down to the bottom of it, you gotta ask her for her phone. If she gives you any pushback, or if she doesn't want to, or if she tries to turn it around on you, and if she plays victim, or if she tries to make you look like the bad person for not trusting her, you have your answer. When people are hiding something, they will put up a fight and they will try to turn the tables on you. They'll try to gaslight you. So if she tries any of that, and instead of just handing over her phone and not caring that you're going to look through it, she's hiding something. You have your answer. Thank you for writing in, and I wish you the best of luck. And I truly hope that it's not the case. I hope that we are wrong in this case, but it is better to be safe than sorry. And I wish you the best. And feel free to update me and feel free to email me again. Thanks for writing in.